Hi guys, Mark here, hope you're all well today. Well, we have a Keeway Rkf 125 today. Stay tuned and I'll let you know what I think about it. So guys, another 125 for you today, and what a stunner this is. Keeway Rkf 125. Don't think I've ever seen a 125 look as good as this. I mean, the Zontes last week was good, but this is something else. We'll just run through the specifications. These are coming in at £2,399 plus the on-the-road charges. That's for the Euro 4 version, which is what this one is. The Euro 5 version is pretty much coming out any day now, and for some reason that's like £300 more, and it looks to me on the website to be the same bike. So snap up these Euro 4s while you can, I'd say. So 125cc single cylinder, putting out about 12 horsepower at 9,500 RPM. Now this engine is by Benelli. It's called BMT, Benelli Multi-Valve Technology, and what that is, it's got a very high compression ratio, lean burn, and would you believe 3 spark plugs, which apparently it just improves its performance. 4 valves as well, so it's quite a special little engine, this one. 6-speed gearbox, 10 Newton meters of torque at 7,500 RPM. Chinese tyres on this, but they grip very well. We've got a 100 section on the front, 17-inch wheels, and a 130 on the rear. Got a 770mm seat height. I'll just stick a quick cutscene of me on the bike, and bear in mind I'm 5'7" with a 30-inch inside leg. £147 kilo wet weight. I'm sure you'll agree that light is very reminiscent of a KTM Super Duke R. We're just working around the bike, guys. I mean, the build quality is absolutely fantastic. I mean, looking at all these panels, the way it all blends in, it really is nicely made for the money. 15-litre fuel tank on this. And with 100 plus miles per gallon, you should get at least 250 miles, I would have thought. So Keeway makes some nice bikes. Have a little look on their website. They make sports, cruisers, commuters and scooters. And this particular bike comes in a red, a white, a black, or this absolutely stunning green. Right, let's go for a test ride. So guys, Keeway Rkf 125. This is absolutely lovely. So the first thing you notice when you get on the bike, being a 125, is extremely small, very, very light. So if this is your first bike, you can have no problems at all. I said I'm 5'7". Do have a look at the cutscene of me on the bike. The leg position is quite extreme, as in back, like a sports bike. It's got quite an extreme riding position. You're sort of hunched over the bike a bit in a kind of an aggressive stance, but that's kind of the flavour of this bike, really. So effortless starting, all the usual sort of basic switch gear, very much sort of based on Japanese sort of bikes. You've got your pass, high and low beams, indicators, horn, kill switch, hazards. You've got your set that runs through all the different trips, A and B trip, an odometer, clock, fuel gauge, speedo, temperature gauge, revs, speedo, and a nice handy gear indicator. Alright then, let's take this stunning little beauty for a ride. So we're here in the south of England, county of Dorset. So the clutch It's extremely light on this, literally featherweight clutch, and the gearbox is very, very positive and smooth. And the kind of, this bike is kind of like a sort of an aggressive little naked, like a mini naked if you like, so it's all quite sporty and it makes you want to go for it round corners. It's quite an aggressive little thing, and the you know, so it's a little bit of weight on your wrists and your legs are tucked back quite a way, but once you get used to it after a few miles, it's all very comfortable. So this engine has the 3 spark plugs, which is quite amazing, 4 valves, high compression ratio, and what that means is, even though it's only got 12 horsepower, it's extremely responsive and zippy. It really is a fun, peppy little engine, this one. Great fun. And this has the linked brake, so when you put on the rear, it puts a bit onto the front as well. So no ABS on this. So 6th gear is nice, it gives it that relaxing cruising. I mean, we're here at an indicated 60 now, sort of 8,000 revs, and there's still a bit to go. I'd say this would do around about 70 miles an hour flat out, dependent on your size and the conditions of the day. Is it windy, is it not windy, up a hill, whatever. So around about 70 mile an hour. I must say, round these bends it's absolutely brilliant. I mean, the way it just flicks from side to side, it's almost like telepathic. I mean, small light bikes, you know, that is their nature to be very flickable, but this one is absolutely superb. So I say all the switch gear is very tactile, easy to use. Must admit that clutch has a very smooth take on it. That's very nice. So full throttle 2nd gear, rev limiter cutting in at just over 9,000. Yeah, it really does perform well for a little 125. So it zips up to 50 quite quickly. We're in 5th gear now, going up a bit of a hill now, so I'm going to hold it in 5th. So there's your indicated 60. I'm just going to put it into top for a bit more relaxing cruising. So the mirrors on this, they're quite big, quite a lot of view of my elbows, but you can still see okay behind, so that's fine. As I said earlier, the riding position is quite aggressive. This is a fun little bike that does like to attack corners, shall we say. Seat feels well padded. I've been on this for about an hour now, no problems at all there. Handlebars quite wide, lots of nice control. Dash is all very, very clear. Very nice LCD dash, I would say. So we'll just give it a bit of a brake test. Front brake, single disc on the front, nice and strong, lots and lots of feel, very good firm lever. A lot of these Chinese bikes come with braided steel brake lines, so the brake feel is very firm, which is good. So 3rd gear now, winding open. It does pull really well actually from sort of 4,000 or 5,000 revs. Nice thing with having like a 12 horsepower engine like this rather than a 10 horsepower is that it's just got that little bit more effortless cruising. So here we are on an A road. I'm keeping up with all the traffic very easily. 6th gear, 8,000 revs. The engine has virtually no vibrations at all, absolutely superb. Even at maximum revs, there's no nasty vibrations at all, so top marks for smoothness of this engine. Just Just trying the back brake now. That's good. You can feel it putting on a bit of the front as well. So we're just going to come into like an urban environment now, 30 mile an hour, 4th gear, extremely good fueling, no flat spots or any surging or anything nasty, all very smooth and civilized. So if you were wanting to use this for commuting on, no problems at all. It's just the looks of this little bike, I just can't get over it. It looks amazing. But it just, like, just chucking it through corners, it's just does it automatically almost. So yeah, being a single cylinder 125, you should expect at least 100 to the gallon from this. With a 50 litre fuel tank, you should get around 250 miles. I mean, this is currently done 185 miles from full, and it's still got a couple of bars left. So yeah, about 250 miles I would have thought you could get out of this. Obviously I'm sure you can get aftermarket exhausts from this, but it sounds decent enough. Makes a nice little roar up from the airbox. Upside down forks, so the suspension is non-adjustable on the front, and you've got a preload adjustment on the rear. Just going down the gearbox, very slick going down. 3rd gear, wide open throttle. Don't know if you can hear that roar from the airbox, but sounds good, really does. So suspension quality feels good, quite bumpy this bit now. It does feel set up on the sporty side, it's quite firm, but that suits the style of this bike. Just dropping it down to 5th now, just to help me up this hill a bit. So even up a hill it's doing 60 miles an hour indicated, which is pretty good. So pretty much flat out now. Just showing around about 70, that's good. That's very decent for a 125. But just for sort of gentle cruising, let's slow it down to about 55. See what it's like. Just under 7,000 revs, 55. That's lovely, very smooth and civilized. No nasty vibrations at all, which you don't want on something like this. I do like the riding position on it. It's very roomy, your knees are into the tank nicely. Superb. So we'll just try that brake test. Yeah, front is very strong. So 5th gear now, we'll open it up in 5th, 30 miles an hour, there's your 40, come on. Coming up to 50, yeah, pulls okay for a 125 in 5th. And we're very quickly up to nearly 60 again. So great fun round these bends, tyres feel very good on it. Service intervals on these, probably around about 3,000 miles I would have thought for a 125. Wouldn't cost too much, I would have thought. Oil and filter change, quick check over, valve clearance check. Should be around about £100. Very, very cheap to tax these are here in the UK, £20 a year. And I would have thought insurance for a 17-year-old is going to be about £200 or thereabouts, I would have thought. That is a guess, don't quote me on that. So 5th gear now, going up a bit of a hill. Yes, very, very good at hills. Very impressive. Just so light and easy to handle around the corners. Right, I think we'll wrap it up now, guys. So LED indicators on this, nice and bright. LED headlight, we'll look at that in a minute. It's my favourite little spot, as a lot of you know. Just see what it's like into neutral. Yeah, that's lovely. The gearbox is really good on this. But I must admit, for a Chinese bike, the whole feel of it is very good. Let's give you a little sound test. It's just your sort of typical single cylinder sound. Very nice headlight. I do like that. I'll show you the indicators. Nice and bright. Let's turn her off. See what she's like to push around. Oh, very easy. So if you're a newcomer to biking, this is quite important. You don't want anything too heavy. That's excellent. Alright, let's have a little final walk round, shall we? And final thoughts. I don't know about you guys, but that looks to me absolutely stunning. It's got to be in this colour, I think. So, and you know, non-adjustable front forks, but they're really well damped. Quite on the firm side. Sporty, beautiful wheels. The paintwork is just amazing on it. 3 spark plugs. Nice easy oil, sight glass, 6-speed gearbox, linked brakes. All this seat comes off, not much space under there. Adjustable brake lever, non-adjustable clutch. Very nice. Quality fuel cap. Nice key. Yeah, that is superb, guys. It's just all this here. It's just how it's all blended in with the panels. First class. Wavy disc. So guys, what's your thoughts on that? Keeway Rkf. Do have a look at their website. They've got some other nice bikes as well. Please give me a thumbs up if you like this bike. Post some comments down below, and please feel free to share and subscribe to my channel. Great stuff, guys. Well, I'm glad you enjoyed that. Hope you enjoyed that, and I'll catch you again soon for another review. This is Mark signing off. All the best, guys. Bye bye.